What's going on? Happy hump day. It's been a while since I've done a trading recap, so I kind of wanted to do one today. And yes, today I happen to make a little bit of money today, so it's not like I'm just making a video simply just because I won. I have my winners, I have my losers. The last 10 days have been pretty good. I've been very consistent, but I feel like not only for myself, but I don't know, maybe if there's anyone else who can relate, even though today I did okay, there were some mistakes that I made and just like everything else, you leave money on the table. You can't get the top and the bottom, but I think without trying to get a top and a bottom, there was a lot more that I should have gotten. It was simply just because I was a little antsy. Once I was already up an okay amount after my first trade, I was really antsy about the other trades, and I didn't let them work out, even though I had good entries, and there was a lot more opportunity. So I happened to do okay. So if anyone follows the market, SPY gap down, and SPY gap down a decent amount, as well as pretty much everything else. Banks were down, all the big names were down. So I believe that within the first, the first period of the trading session, which is the morning, which typically for me is about an hour. The first hour, I thought there was going to be some downside. Doesn't mean there has to be downside, but that was what I thought. So the very first trade, and just to show what I traded, I ended up trading Apple, I ended up trading BABA, and I ended up trading NVIDIA all to the downside. And I will go over all that. As far as the day, I made 154 bucks on Apple, made 60 bucks on BABA, and only $31 on NVIDIA for 245 bucks. And I can't complain about $245. Within the first 30 minutes of the day, I made 245, and that's great. But I'm always trying to critique. So I'm going to critique myself, and hopefully maybe, this video can, help somebody learn a thing or two. But as far as Apple, so big gap down. And I trade Oliver Velez style a lot, especially with these bigger names. So being that it was a big gap down, it's under pressure. Now, I think that it's going to continue to go to the downside. As far as how far down, I don't know, but I am a short-term trader. I'm a scalper, if you even want to call that. I get in, and if I get a decent move fast, I take it. So first 2-minute bar was, big red bar, and then you had that bottoming tail. So buyers tried to come in, right? And then this thing, the next bar opened, and then immediately blew through that half number. So I ended up taking it short at 169.51, and instantly I was in the money, and I ended up taking profits into the whole number, because whole numbers, I've noticed, sometimes can be an area where a lot of buyers step in. So Apple ended up, it went down a little bit, but overall, happy with this trade because that was a good plan. Right into that whole number on a fast down move. That was an emotional move. I ended up taking the 51 cents out, done. Good trade. And I mean, it happened so fast. Like I said, it happened in 32 seconds. So I can't really complain about that. And then, so I was up 154 bucks. I know it's not a lot, but it was an okay amount, being that it was, the first few minutes of the day. Then the next trade that I took, so I had all these up on my screen. The next trade I took was BABA, and this was, even though I ended up making a little bit of money on this, this was the biggest opportunity that I just blew, right? Because I was up money, and I think this is an area that I need to work on, where I have to not be so nervous once I'm up, and I can get really defensive, where I protect those profits, and I do, I like that, but at the same time, I also have to let things work when, there's the clear signs. And BABA was weak, and this thing ended up, a couple minutes just trading sideways, and then kind of an opening range break, right? Boom, I ended up getting an amazing entry on this. I ended up shorting this at 178.96. So just before it broke the low of this green candle, and this thing ended up dropping from 179 to 177. I only took 20 cents on this thing. I was in the money, and for whatever reasons, just emotionally, I still deal with those emotions. I ended up just taking the easy 60 bucks, and I left, at least a point. Yeah, it went down 2 points. I'm not going to get that whole move, but I left at least 50 cents to $1. So anywhere from, call it 150 to 300 bucks on the table, which that adds up. And what I should have done is just realize that, I got a good entry, and just have a stop at break even now. Move that stop down, have stop at break even, and then any big emotional washout, take the profit. So I didn't even let this thing work out, and that's my fault. And I got to work on that. But I ended up getting 20 cents, so I made 60 bucks on this. And then the very last trade, I ended up taking NVIDIA. And NVIDIA, I didn't let it work out because I got it towards the lows, and I knew that I got it towards the lows, so I knew that when it comes to those type of trades, you know, that's where I've noticed that sometimes I can bite myself in the ass where, you know, I try to expect that move to go a little too far down when it's extended, and I jump in towards the lows, and then it ends up pulling back. So I was super hesitant with this, and I ended up taking a short on NVIDIA at 209. So big move down, then pull back. I should have shorted it into this area. I didn't. I ended up shorting it at 209, and then it fell down pretty quick and immediately popped back up fast. And that was my thought of maybe, just maybe, sorry, and if the thing was screwed up for a second, it's because I had the camera down. And I thought just maybe this could potentially be the bottom. So the moment that this thing popped up, I ended up only taking 11 cents on the trade for $31. In all reality, had I just calmed down and let this thing roll, you know, ended up going down another point. So there was another, call it 150 to 300 bucks there that I'm not going to get the whole move. But overall, even though it was an okay day, there was at least another $300 on the table that I could have gotten. And it's not like I didn't take the trade. I know a lot of times I look back and I'm like, oh, if I had taken it there, I would have made money. I was already in these trades. I just didn't let them work out. So I have to work on letting them work out and also realize that even if that means eating into the profits, sometimes that's just a risk that, you know, I got to take. And there's going to be days where it bites me in the ass, but then there's going to be days like today where it really doesn't. And I end up having, you know, a pretty solid day. And that is the Charlie from the Benzinga. So that's pretty much it. I know overall happy on the day, but I had some kind of brain farts and some things that, you know, I can definitely work on. So hopefully your trading day went all right, and I will talk to you guys later.